So for this tutorial, we are going to be scheduling the social media posts for the podcast release. This will be that graphic that you just created in InShot. That's what we're going to be using as our reel. What you're going to do is you're going to open up Instagram. You want to make sure far bottom right-hand corner that you're in Ubuntu. You're going to just add a reel like you would. So you're going to hit the plus signs. We want to add a new reel. So you have the options of post, story, reel, or live. We want to add a new reel. So I'm going to select that video that I just downloaded from InShot, and then I'm going to hit next. I'm just clicking on the video because you click on it, the audio will stop. And what we want to do is we want to add closed captions. So the reason why we created this MP4 without any title is so that way those captions can go into that space. Down at the bottom, you have all of these different options. And then if you scroll over, you can see that you have a CC option. So that is going to be generating captions or closed captions. And you can see down below that it looks like that the text is down here. So what you can do is you can actually hold it down with a finger and you can move it up into that space where the title should have been or would have been. So the next thing that you want to do is you actually just want to click on to the text. Now here with this white background, it's really hard to see the white and black text. So we want to change the text color. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to click on this color wheel. So you're going to click on that and then you're going to make it yellow. Click on the yellow. Next thing that we want to do is we actually want to change the font. So if you click the capital A and the lowercase a, you want to change it to modern. Where the modern is, it looks like it's kind of harder to see. So if you see this A with the box around it, you can click on it and it's actually going to change. You can see that it just makes it plain yellow. This makes it with like a white, kind of more vibrant. This is a little harder to see. This adds a background color. Here's another background color. But I think just plain yellow will work. This is what we want. We want it to be yellow. We want it to be plain yellow and then in a modern font. And the next thing you're going to do is just hit the done button. Here's where it is. Again, I'm just clicking on the graphic to stop the audio. And what you want to do is we want to ensure that all of the captions are spelled correctly, that the grammar's correct, all the things. So what we're going to do is you are going to just listen to the video and you can actually hit the edit video option. This shows you all of the area, like all the text and where it's at. So I'm going to start it from the very beginning and I'm just going to hit play. Now, if I find an area that we need to edit, then you're just going to hit the pause button and then I'm going to show you how to edit it.
Something that I want to pursue all the time is travel, meeting new people, especially around the world. It was something that I was really, it like lit my heart on fire, you know what I mean? You know, when you have that feeling in your chest where you're just like, something about this that just like makes me feel so alive, more alive than anything has ever made me feel.
All of the captions looked great, but I think one thing that we could do is just put a period at the end. So what I'm going to do is you can see it says more alive than anything has ever made me feel. I'm going to click and highlight this specific section, and then I can go into it, and then I just clicked on it, and then I'm going to just put a period. And that's it. If you needed to delete something, you could go up and you could change something and add, delete, whatever you needed to make sure that the captions are correct. So I'm going to hit done.
Feel something that I want to pursue all the time. It's
perfect.
Travel, meeting new people, especially around.
So all of our captions look good. Everything looks great. So I'm going to hit the next button. Pretty simple here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just get this post ready so we can schedule it. First thing that we want to do is we want to edit the cover. So if you click on edit cover, you can see down at the bottom, you have a couple of options. You can click add from camera roll or you can slide this all the way over to the right. And remember when we put that PNG at the very end of the video, this is why we did that. So we're going to select this here and then we're going to click on profile grid. Do is you can use your hands to make this bigger or smaller, but you want to just make it as big as you can within the space. Make sure that you're not cutting off anything. not cutting off any logos or whatnot. And there it is. Once we've done that, barely any work had to happen. And then you're just going to hit done. Now we need to add our captions. So if you're going through your Ubuntu handbook, it gives you a template of what you want to use. So you're going to go in and you're going to use that template, obviously edit it based on the current episode. So I did that. I'm going to click paste. So it's pasting from my Mac. Perfect. So it just pasted that in. I'm going to go through again, just make sure that everything's spelled correctly. I noticed that sometimes ChatGPT says on the reel is REEL and it should be REAL. So I'm coming through on the reel, Keith. And what we're going to do is where it says podcast release, you want to just put in at whoever you're highlighting their Instagram. So I'm going to put that there. And then at the very bottom, if it's a guest Ubuntu host, then you want to give them credit as well. So I'm at the very end. Obviously, who we're highlighting is Kate, our guest host is not who we're highlighting, but I think it's important to also give them credit. So you want to just say thanks to guest at Ubuntu host at Nicole, and I'm going to put Nicole Tracy Lewis into that as well. And we're going to invite her as a collaborator. You also want to invite the podcast guest as a collaborator as well. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to invite her, Kate, as a collaborator as well. Now, when we're looking down at this, if it is a woman that is a podcast guest, then you want to use the hashtag at United One on the Fly. If it's someone that doesn't identify as a woman, then you don't need to use the hashtag United One on the Fly. So what we're going to do is we are going to start tagging people. If you go into the spreadsheet that is in for the Ubuntu social media spreadsheet, you can invite collaborators. So we want to invite our collaborators are going to always be I Fish, I Belong. And again, if it's a woman or anyone that identifies as a woman, you are going to collaborate with United Women on the Fly. You also can collaborate with anyone else that the person might be a part of. I know that Kate is a big part of Calgary Women Fly Fishers, so this might be a great account to collaborate with. So I'm going to find them and I'm going to collaborate with them. As far as tagging, going to be in your Ubuntu social media spreadsheet, and that is going to be something that you all put in. You're going to go into the social media spreadsheet and I'm going to just go through the list and I am going to start adding a tag. So you can click on add a tag and here's where you start going through everybody's slew of folks, which is awesome. Tagged everyone that you want to tag. You have invited your collaborators. You can invite up to 5 different collaborators. You're going to hit done. We've edited our preview of our grid photo. We've done our text. We've added our people, your location, say where they're at. I like to say Calgary, Alberta. Actually using a state and or a country or a province is always good. So as we keep looking down, it looks like we have our audience is going to be to everyone, which is perfect. Also share on. So we're going to also share it onto the Ubuntu Facebook. And then to how to schedule is you're going to click on more options. So click on more options and there's an option here. It says schedule this reel. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to select, it's going to be tomorrow and we're going to say at 6 a.m. Monday the 6th. That's when we want our podcast to go live and then we're going to hit done. And then you can use other, you can put other things here. I'm going to hit the back button and then all we have to do is once we're ready to go is we're going to hit schedule. So you can see down at the bottom, it looks like it's scheduling, which is perfect. Definitely can take a little while. So we're going to let it just schedule. Well, there we go. So it says posted to Ubuntu Flying Glares, where you can find all of your scheduled reels. You're going to go into the Ubuntu. This is just like the static feed, your homepage. You're going to click on the 3 lines, top right-hand corner. And then once you look at that, you can see now, depending on whatever Instagram account you're on, this might look a little bit different, but this one's pretty easy. You can see as I scroll down where it says for professionals, it says scheduled content, and there it is. So it looks like we're scheduled for tomorrow at 6 a.m. If you wanted to edit that, you can click those 3 dots. You could edit the reel, you could reschedule, you could then share it now. There's lots of options, but we know that it is scheduled for tomorrow. On the Ubuntu account, you can for some reason only schedule reels. We're looking into it. I don't know why. It seems like all different Instagram accounts look a little bit different. They're always trying different beta tests on all of the different accounts to see how people react and how they do. That is how you schedule your podcast release with the audio video that you created in InShot. Hopefully this helps. All of it's in your Ubuntu handbook, and thank you so much for all of your help.